What I'm going to be sharing with you here today in this presentation is essentially how to create a cult-like following that absolutely loves tuning into your marketing, buying your products, and virally spreading your message through something that we call the attractive character. All right, so we're going to be talking about how to build an attractive character, the different elements of an attractive character, why an attractive character, and how to really, by the time this class is over, have your attractive character dialed in, mapped out, and ready to integrate within to your marketing. So let's go ahead and dive in. If Zoom will work. JT, that's what I meant earlier. All right, so the attractive character, the key elements in creating an irresistible character that people absolutely love to follow. All right, so firstly, I want to touch on what an attractive character actually is. All right, so essentially what we have to understand is that in marketing, we always hear it over and over and over again. We hear that people buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? Who here has heard that? Let me know in the comment section. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And what tends to happen when we hear that is we're taught, go create content, go brand yourself, go create a goodwill in the marketplace, go shoot videos, create blog posts, etc., in order to provide value to the marketplace. And when you provide value to the marketplace, people will begin to know, like, and trust you based on the fact that you're providing value to the marketplace. And kind of magically, people's credit cards will levitate out of their wallet, out of their pockets, and naturally punch their numbers in to your order form, and they'll just buy from you, right? There's this kind of assumption that, yeah, if I just provide a ton of content and teaching and value to the marketplace, people will naturally buy from me. And I will never tell you not to create content. I'll never tell you not to, create videos, blog posts, etc. There is a place for that, absolutely. But what's lost in that sentence is the key word of people. All right. So people tend to focus on the know, like, and trust. The truth of the matter is that if we look at it first, where it's the people buy from people, that's almost enough, right? If we have a bond with our audience, if we have a bond with our audience on a personal level, if we have a bond with our audience when our audience essentially knows who we are, what we value, what we stand for, what we stand against, and essentially our audience knows us in a personal manner, there will then naturally be know, like, and trust if we do a few things correctly. All right. And so kind of the assumption that I want you to throw away is if I just create enough content to put it out in the marketplace, people will naturally know, like, and trust me and buy from me. The truth of the matter is that we want to emphasize that people buy from people, and we want to do everything in our power to make our relationship with our audience very personal. And that's exactly what you do with the attractive character. Now, again, this is what I've touched on here. Dan Kennedy talks about the fact that people will opt in, or they'll buy for your content, but they'll stick around for the relationship they have with your attractive character. All right. So people will opt in for your free video. They'll opt in for your free report. They'll opt in or purchase your product for the benefit of your thing. But then after they're in your world, after they're in your kind of ecosystem, after they're part of your audience, the only way you can create a stick factor with that person and then have that person buy over and over and over again is through having a relationship with the attractive character behind the business, therefore allowing the person to have a bond, and therefore creating the desire for the person to stick around based on the actual bond. All right, let me ask you a question. The various people that you follow online, do you have kind of a relationship with them where you feel like you know that person almost at a personal level, right? Let me know a quick yes in the comments box. The people you have the strongest connection with, do you feel like you've heard their story enough where you understand what they've been through? You've heard what they stand for enough where you understand where they come from. You've heard kind of what they've been through enough that you can relate to them, you can identify with them. Yes, exactly. And that's all based, once again, on having an attractive character dialed in. So with that said, let's go ahead and run through the 8 elements of the attractive character. I hope you guys have your pen and pencil out, and let's go ahead and run through these. And as we run through these, think about, the examples that I give, then also think about the examples, or your elements that you'll want to use as you go ahead and craft your own character. So the first element is your identity. All right. Your attractive character must have an identity within the marketplace. And this is essentially how you position yourself within the marketplace. So, based on your identity, how you position yourself will be different when it comes to the type of content you create, the type of messaging you put out there, the type of kind of influence you have in the marketplace, and how you interact with the marketplace as a whole. All right. So the 4 different identities that people usually will kind of look at and categorize themselves as one of is firstly the leader, secondly, the adventurer or the crusader, third, the evangelist or the reporter, and fourth, the reluctant hero. All right. So the leader is the person who's going on, essentially a mission, and he's going to lead his audience with him on that mission. Right. The adventure crusader is the person who, would kind of go on adventures and, in our marketplace would be the person who attends all of the events, goes to all the different masterminds, travels the world, the laptop lifestyle, kind of crusader, essentially taking their audience with them on that journey throughout their kind of experience. Third is the reporter or the evangelist. This is usually kind of the best place to start if you're brand new, because the reporter and the evangelist essentially focuses on bringing other people's value to the marketplace. The reporter is the person who's really passionate about something, who's really excited about something, but they don't necessarily have all of their kind of expertise themselves dialed in yet. And so what they do is they go interview people. They do, podcasts or videos with people, interviewing other people who are already experts in the marketplace, bringing those other people's value to the marketplace kind of through their channel and, of course, to their audience. And lastly, one of the most powerful kind of identities that you can have, but also one of the identities you can't necessarily have when you're first getting started, is the reluctant hero. All right. The reluctant hero is essentially the person in the marketplace who doesn't want to be put out there, doesn't want to be in the limelight, doesn't want to have the attention on him, just kind of doesn't necessarily like everything that goes in to being the leader in the marketplace, but he knows that he absolutely needs to be there for the overall better good of the marketplace. He knows the marketplace needs him. He knows the marketplace, if he doesn't come back and kind of save the day, the marketplace will be in trouble. So he is the reluctant hero. All right. These are kind of the different archetypes that we want to create our character based on. Now, I kind of tend to be a combination of a leader and a reluctant hero, right? I put myself out there sometimes. I tell people I don't love putting myself out there all the time, but, I do it because, again, my people need the value that I want to put out into the world, while at the same time, I'm constantly trying to lead my audience to where they're trying to go. So you can be a combination of 2 of these. If you're brand new, the reporter is a great place to start. And once again, these are kind of your options. So our assignment really quickly is to make a decision about which one you want to be. All right. You can come back and you can watch this again and you can kind of touch on this again. But once again, come back, focus on choosing an identity, and get crystal clear on which person you want to be to the overall marketplace as a whole. So that's the element number 1.